Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with another episode of Mini Monday, and today we're doing double pinwheel whirls, and it's going to be a fun, quick little block. I've already pre-cut my pieces, and this pattern is going to be in the show notes, so you gotta get into the show notes. But first, let's do our shout outs. The first one is Not Your Granny's Quilt Show. Yes, this channel is a lot of fun. And Chandra at Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. Now, I've worked with Chandra before. Awesome lady, awesome lady. So both of those YouTubers are going to be in our show notes below. You gotta get into those show notes and click on them and see if you like what you see, and hit their subscribe button. It's all about having fun on both of those channels. Now, the other thing you're gonna find on in that description box or the show notes is our Zoom sew dates are the first Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time because I'm in Alberta, Canada. You also please make comments, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. Hit that bell so you don't miss content. And hype. There's a new button there called hype. And it helps push our analytics forward so that we can reach more quilters and give them fun free patterns as well. The Facebook group we also have, and it's just lots of fun in there. We have, for the Facebook group members, we have a virtual sewing room hosted by Discord, so that means you've got a sew date like 24/7 if you'd like, and we just have a lot of fun in there. There's all sorts of fabric exchanges by country to keep postal costs down, fun community chats. Yes, we're having a blast in there. And where the admin said, please answer the questions and agree to the rules, otherwise I can't let you in. We're trying to keep that space very safe for quilters the best we can. Also, we speak for free to quilting guilds and quilting groups, and if you want to get a hold of me to book an appointment or speaking engagement, my email address is under the About tab, or you can reach me directly through the Facebook group. I'm a lot faster at Facebook than I am at email. Also, if you guys find shout-outs that are quilting channels, that are only quilting channels, and they're working hard and they've got a different voice, and they're just, you know, they're a lot of fun to hang out with, please send them my way. Send me the link and their name, and I'll be happy to give them a shout out. Just don't tell them. Don't tell them. Again, the email address is under the About tab, or you can message me directly through the Facebook group. Now, I had the privilege of being involved with two collaborations here this spring, summer, fall. The first one I joined was the Quilters Challenge, and that's with Future Cat from New Zealand, Kelly from Kelly Quilts and Cruises, Kelly from Silly Moon Quilting, Sam Alberts, Deb from Sewing with Debbie, and Michelle from Bits and Pieces. Now, we're challenging each other to a theme, and what does that theme mean to you? So we're not only challenging each other, we're challenging our viewers. So I'm so excited to see what comes out of those challenges, because we've got some very, very talented people. I know I have very talented viewers. Like, wow, I'm always impressed when they come to those Zoom sew dates and they show us what they're working on. It's like, yeah, that they're very talented people in that group. The other collaboration I'm working on is with Donna. Now, it's Handmade by Ying with Donna. Now, that's her channel. She has assembled a bunch of YouTubers, and we're all going to teach back to basic quilting, right? And it's just like, yes, this is perfect for your beginners to learn, but also it's good for the, you know, the quilters have been around a while and have picked up some bad habits. I'm going to have to watch all of them too, because I never know what bad habits I've picked up. But you know what I'm saying. It's going to be a wonderful series. So you got to subscribe to all those people in both collaborations. Otherwise, you're going to miss content, and you're going to miss out on the fun. Also, when we're filming this is the end of February, and Twinkle Twinkle should be underway. I'm not sure where this is going to fall in the video release schedule, but it should be underway, and we should be having lots of fun with Twinkle Twinkle. But Happy Scrappy Overflow starts May 13th. That's right, May 13th. There's another mystery sew-along that helps you use up your scraps that we are going to present to you on Wednesday. So Wednesday is the sew-along day. So this was also a sew-along. This is called the Sunflower Quilt, and we had lots of fun putting this one together, and it still remains a free pattern. So if you want to make this quilt, just look for Sunflower Quilt under my YouTube channel. Just do the search and the whole playlist will come up. So anyways, I think that's it. We've covered everything. So come on in, let's get to the sewing of Double Pinwheel Whirl. Okay, so here we are at the sewing table, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see which one we have to do first. And it looks like it's this pink and gray here, so that's okay. We'll get those lined up and ready to go. So basically I'm just going to lay this down first, because it's the pink, hang on, the pink that goes down. All right. So now, hang on. So now this gray is up here. The point of the gray is up there, all the way up. So I'm just going to scoogee this over just a bit. There. And now I'm well past that gray point here. Because you can see from the back, because I use my tracing wheel. So you can see all those points in the back that I have to do. I'm just trying to get you to see. Okay, so this is done. I also have marked where I'm putting what, and that's always a good thing. And of course, tape is my friend. And I'm just going to run them under, just like that. Okay, just like so. Oops. I'm going to put this down. Peek, yes, it works. And you want to go a 1/4 inch past. Now, you got a sharp needle, or you know, a relatively new needle like I do, and you've got reduced stitch length. Those are very important to have, right? So, okay. So this is where the pink goes. There we go. Now, there, that's it. Okay, there. Just getting myself. Okay, down. Yes, this is all perfect. Yeah, it's good. We're good. I just want to go a 1/4 inch past. Now, you might want to trim off some of this extra thread. Sometimes that extra thread can create other issues. So we want to just push that off that way. Now we're going to put a medium pink, because we're dealing with dark, mediums, and lights, right, for this block. And that's going to give us all our things that we need to have things go right. And of course my paper scissor, I can move that out of the way. Now when I'm pre-cutting these, if the square looks like it's going to finish at 3.5, I cut 4. I cut it to 4 inches and I cut along. That gives me a lot of wiggle room back and forth. Now, this triangle I'm covering right here, I want that point to kind of line up and this to go straight across. So that's going to help me line up stuff. Okay. There we go. I'm going to just check that nothing's moved. Nope, everything's in good shape. There. And just do that again. Okay. Get that out of the way. Oh, I'll get this out of the way too, I suppose. That would be good. And flip this over. Yeah, it's, I overcut if it's an odd piece like this black, or the black dark gray, not black, dark gray. Then I'd go 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch over when I'm doing my pre-cutting. And that always guarantees I've got good coverage. You can poverty piece on foundation paper piecing. You can do that if you need to. That's always important. Now, if you can't line this up where this is perpendicular, you just kind of take your ruler, just give it a quick boo. Just a quick peek as to what's going on, because that's always good to know. There we go. Okay. Next up, depends on which way you're going. There we go. Okay, let's move to this center. Okay, and we just want to pull this back just a hair. And Here. More pet bed. More pet bed. Yeah, I know. And we want to just cover. There we go. Okay. Wow, I'm not even looking at the numbers. Because basically once you get past this point, because that line intersects, you can do however you want. The more foundation paper piecing you do, the more comfortable, excuse me, the more comfortable you get at it. And then, you know, you get to the point, wow, I don't have to follow the numbers anymore. And sometimes it's good to try a real simple piece without numbers and just to see if you can do it. Because you're always surprised at what you can do. You know, I'm always telling people, you'll be surprised what you can do when you have to do it, right? So, there we go. Nice. Okay, so now we go back to that pale pink. There we go. Get that pressed out. There. There we go. And another pale pink. Yep. Ooh, wait a minute. Does this go this way? It might. It might go that way. It might go that way. Yeah, it's going to be big enough if I go that way. Okay. You want to make sure you have good coverage on these, so I just decided to switch up which direction I was pushing that pink, because it looked more long and narrow than it did short and fat, the piece that was needed. So I figured, okay, we better get that. So I'm going to push this away. They have good coverage on both sides, and it's longer and narrower. So we're making it long and narrow-ish. Oops. Yeah, that's going to cover. Okay. Now that we got all that done, here we go. Oh, does it cover the end? Oh my goodness. Yes, it does. Haha. Okay, let's get the other one done. The other side done now. Now that we've got this all figured out, what we're doing and which direction we're going, we're just going to pop all this open. And sometimes, yes, you got to pull a little bit to get this flat enough so you can even cut it. And we're going to put on the last of the pinks. Now that goes like that. I have done this where I put this wrong, these triangles down wrong, because it just doesn't, my brain is not there when I'm sewing. If you're tired, foundation paper piecing is not the sewing you should be doing. No, but I don't know, you do end up with the most lovely stuff when you're done. Okay, last bit. And there. Now, oops, come on. Pull apart, there we go. And this gets laid flat. Okay. And this, just put it in place and then flip it over and you'll have that perfect placement every time. Okay, now line that up. Okay, so these are triangles, so they're pretty simple. They're pretty simple to maneuver around. And what you want to do is you're going to get this out first. Now, we've talked about these rounded off corners before. Let me just get this out of the way because I don't need that anymore. When you have patterns with these rounded corners, those rounded corners are helping you line up, right? So you might want to make sure when you're trimming that you're lined up with that. There we go. just like so. I'm going to keep that. Okay. And, oops, down there. Now, and again, you have two lines. You have a sew line and you have a seam line, or seam allowance line. This is your sewing line and this is your seam allowance line, right? So you got to make sure that you put your 1/4 inch on the sew line and you know exactly where you're at. Now, how I trim off these is I go just like that. Just, you know, holding the fabric underneath because you want all of that there. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so there's one. Let's get the other one done. Just by taking it off. Okay, there we go. Pushing it out of the way. Okay. Got some cute little lines going on here and everything. Okay. Line it up. Take your time before you pick up your rotary cutter. Just take your time. That's one of the best tips I can give you, is to take your time when you're doing that first cut. There we go. And one more. These are so nice when they're triangles like this, because there's no weird, you know, intersections or anything like this. Now pick this up, get your squared off little lines going. So now, what is important in this block is, because it's a little star and there's a bunch of stuff that intersects, you know, again, you're gonna put your pieces like this, right? So there's a star being formed in there, and you want all of those pieces to intersect properly. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a pin, yes, a pin, the trusty pin, and you're going to put it right through where everything intersects. And then you're going to put, just a sec, hang on. Then you're going to put it on the other side, right where everything intersects. Just everything's going to be lined up now, right? So I'm going to get a pin on either side. Now there are double-headed pins that you could use. So you could also do that if you have them. Some of these people that bought those double-headed pins, I know I have them around here somewhere, but right now they're not in reach. Now make sure everything here lines up too, right? Because you don't want to miss that line. Oh, there's a little bit sticking out. There we go. Okay. So you want to make sure everything is lined up real good. And you pull that center pin, because everything now is just right where it needs to be. So this isn't going to shuffle. This is not going to shuffle. And hopefully you'll end up with the best points you've ever seen in your life. There we go. And then you just hit that sew line. Okay. Take your time over the bulk and over the pins. Don't go fast over the pins. Make sure everything is lined up for this. There we go. Now, we're going to pull this apart just like so. There. I'm going to strip off the paper on that seam because it just makes it easier. Just makes it a whole bunch easier. And we can then do our stay stitching. And now I should probably check to see. I get kind of a sneak preview before you guys do, like how bad this point. The centers have to all meet up, right? I mean, that's kind of what we're doing. Ooh, oh, she's perfection. Okay, so let's get this flattened as best we can. One seam is going to go one way and the other seam is going to go the other way. And we just have to keep mushing and mushing and mushing, because there's lots of fabric going on there. So I'm just going to press it one way and then the other way. How's that? And we will work on this. Oh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. Oh, there, right there. That's perfect. That's perfection, right there. Come on, open. Just 2 more stitches. Sometimes you have to fight with perfection to get it to work. But here we are. Here is perfection. Now, so we've got this now the way we need it. So we've got a sew line and we got a seam allowance. We're putting in stay stitching, so our stay stitching must go through those lines. So don't be sewing on the sew line, sew in the seam allowance. And try to aim for the middle, just because you can. There we go. Ooh, okay. There we go. And get that bit of thread off. Okay, so now you gotta see these points. Ooh, ready? Okay, look at that. Look at the points on that. Isn't that perfect? See, this is what you can do with foundation paper piecing. And it's a 6.5 inch unfinished block, 6-inch finished. So this is, let's get to our ta-da moment on this one. So here's our cute little double pinwheel whirl. I just think this one is adorable. Again, we're just playing with darks, mediums, and lights. And yeah, there could have been a bit more contrast between the mediums and the pales, but it works. It still works. And because we decided to do this by foundation paper piecing, we took our time pinning, and we now have perfect points in the center. This one is just so easy, so quick to do. Now, you guys saw me how fast we did this one. Now, if you want us to continue doing some mini Mondays every once in a while, or you would like to see something else for a bit and then go back to mini Mondays, we can do that too. Whatever you guys want to do, please let us know in the comments if you want us to keep going, or if you'd like certain patterns brought in as a mini, that would also help. I have lots of ideas, but I want this to be what you guys want to see too. So anyways, I hope you have an absolutely fabulous week ahead, and life for you is going absolutely great. So you guys stay well and take care until we see each other again. All right, bye. My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your lives, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.